You are on the road to no contact. Let me help you navigate that. So, it's funny. I keep leaving my selenite wand in the other room, and I have this big tower of selenite. And I feel like I did a reading the other day about somebody going no contact from someone toxic or whatever, and I said, well, we better use the tower. We're using it again for this reading. A lot of clearing and cleansing is very, very, very important. So, here's the deal. This person is someone, and this, take what resonates. This might not resonate for you. And if it doesn't, feel free to scroll. But this person is someone who has gaslit you and manipulated you for a really, really, really long time. And you have teeter-tottered between no contact and low contact. Like, you know you want distance, but how much distance is needed and how much distance is needed is more than what you think. This person methodically purposefully drains you. They love your energy, and they love your energy because they have none. And like a drug addict is always going to steal from your purse to get their next fix, because not because they want to hurt you, but because their next fix is so important that to them that they're willing to sacrifice you for it. That's the feeling I'm getting from this person. Now, it might not be addiction. It might be, I'm feeling it's more of a narcissistic energy, a more draining, energetically draining energy. But you have teeter-tottered, whether or not, Justice card, you have teeter-tottered with where this person belongs in your life. I mean, there's been a lot of confusion for a really long time. And I just heard Neptune went direct. I'm not a huge astrology girly. I love the moon. But other than that, all I'm really hearing about this is it's a lot clearer now. And justice is coming. This person can no longer, like, I'm hearing their dangerous side isn't the side of them when they're nasty. Their dangerous side is the side of them when they put the mask on and act like a sweetheart and everybody believes them, right? With the energy collectively the way it is right now, they're not going to be able to do that very much more. Like, they're really not gonna get away from it. I think green is also significant. Heart chakra, I think that's also pretty significant. But yeah, you've been working for a really long time on things. You've been getting your money right. I feel like this person is attached to your money. Whether it's a person who's a soon-to-be ex that you live with still, or a parent that you live with still, or a roommate, whatever, or a boss. It's somebody who's connected to your finances. And you have been contemplating this move from away from this connection for a really long time, and you know it's best to move away from it. And and the Lover's card. So I feel, I have an intuition that this doesn't have anything to do with the person I'm talking about. It could for a lot of you, though. Like, this could be a love interest. This could be a soon-to-be ex situation for a lot of you. But I also feel like I want a little clarity on that, because I almost feel like, I almost feel like this is another person coming in who's going to help the situation. But I feel like I'm going to save them for, like, part 2. Because I want to focus a little bit on this no contact situation. So this person is in no way a suitable person to have in your life at all. And they're not a person you're going to have to deal with much. If you have to deal with them, let it fade, is what I'm hearing. Long Irish goodbye. But I feel like there will be some sort of an abruptness to this no contact, because this Knight of Cups, so fast movement emotionally, it's like there has to be some kind of severing, but it's not going to be because you do it. It's not going to be because you fight with them or combat them. It's going to be because here's the boundaries. This is what they are for everybody. And that person's going to violate it as soon as they can. And then you just decide what you want to do from there. Okay, so this just has a matter of you set the boundary and the person doesn't want to comply. That's the feeling I'm getting with this no contact situation. But the moon, a lot is done in the darkness. This person has a lot of resentment in the dark and a lot of malintent, and it's because they have malintent within themselves. It's because they're projecting onto you and you trigger them because you're everything they're not. And you have to let that lie and you have to let that be what it is. Because you cannot trust them. And you know that. But I feel like before it was almost like you were playing it like, yeah, I know I can't trust them, but, you know. And it's like, take it seriously. Take your peace more seriously is what I'm hearing. Because emotional fulfillment is coming into for you. And I'm going to get to part 2 to discuss that more in depth. So follow me for part 2. And I must say, I'm really liking how clear this read is after using my gigantic selenite tower to cleanse my cards. So the next thing that's coming up here is you. In the first part, I discussed how there's someone in your life who no contact is pretty much imminent with. You are going to go no contact. It's a breakup. It's a divorce. It's and I get a feeling of a lot of you it's going to be a divorce. Because I pulled the Lover's card, and the Lover's card's kind of split here because it's between this situation and the upcoming situation, and I get this feeling. So for some of you, I think this has to do with your current situation with the no contact. And for others, I think it has to do with something that's coming in. So we're going to put this over here for a second. Also have and I feel that way because this card was on the bottom of the deck. So this is the marriage card. This is the union card, 1111. Serendipity. So, and the emotional fulfillment card. So I'm getting these and I'm really feeling like there's a new love interest. And that's what I'm going to focus on in this part of the reading. But before I was discussing that there's someone you are definitely going no contact with. And that is going to be what brings this part forward. When you kind of, and King of Wands, yeah. You're leaving this situation, and it might not even be a divorce. It really could be just a toxic energy that's in your life where this cannot properly, healthily flourish with that still in your energy. This person who's in your energy now, it's worse than you think. I hate to say it that way, but this person drains you in such a way that it forces you to shrink. Because if you were your full energy all the time, it would trigger this person to be terrible to you. And you're in a situation where you're kind of tied up financially in some way, I'm sensing. So you have to hold back when you're around this person just for survival. And why do you need that energy in your life? How is that benefiting you? It's keeping you from being you at full tilt, which is keeping someone from seeing you at full tilt because it's dimming, draining your energy right out of you. So I'm going to do a couple more cards. Yeah, this has got to go. 83 might be significant. If you see the number 83 a lot, I heard 83. Something significant. Could be a date, a year, could be just mean something specific to you. So 83. Let me know in the comments because that's been very significant. Okay. Oh, yeah. I know, 10 of Swords. I know it doesn't sound like very positive advice, but sometimes we have to go through the hurt first. That's part of what Villainera is all about. Like, it's not about actually being a villain. It's about finally standing up for yourself And I want to say girl. I want to say girl, stand up for yourself. And then I heard bro too. So there's some guys in this collective who masculines I'm also talking to with this. There's so much hurt here. Like, how many times does this person need to stab you before you realize that they have to go? You're worth it. Your energy, your peace is more important than your connection with this person. And this person is not, so negative. Contemplate all the ways you've been hurt and betrayed. It's not something to focus on, but it's something to reflect on. Like, don't forget who people are. That's what this card is. Ace of Pentacles. So this is a really, I'm talking about really happy. Now, I feel like I'm talking to a fair amount of masculines and feminines with this. So take what resonates. But I've got the King of Cups. So emotional fulfillment from the masculine. Emotional fulfillment. Marriage card here. Ace of Pentacles. Money falling out of the sky that you didn't even know. I'm hearing investments you didn't even know you had. Inheritance you didn't even know you had. This is a gimme. This isn't career. This isn't just career, I should say. This is just like out of the sky blessings. Wherever it falls from, it falls from. Emotional fulfillment. The Lover's card. So, new relationship on the horizon. And I feel like this partnership is gonna blow you away in terms of what healthy connection means. I don't think you know what healthy connection means. I think you have such a beautiful energy, and I'm feeling your energy, and I kind of want to cry. And I feel like when people look into your eyes, they just see something really special in you. And your whole life, you have been kept like Rapunzel in a fucking tower, where you have had this light and this beauty, but the people you were around wanted to keep it for themselves, so they didn't want you to know about it. 555, as I say that. That's changing. Because now you realize your value, and you realize what you deserve. And you don't deserve to be around people who intend to drain you more than they intend to love you. Stick with that one. So I'm going to do a part 3. I feel like we should do a little release with this. So if that interests you, follow me for part 3 and click the link in my bio for a little bit more information about the services and resources I offer. You're worth it. Part 3. So in the last reading, follow me for part 1 and 2 if you want to catch that reading that this ritual is attached to. So in the last reading, I discussed how you were going to go this collective was going no contact with someone after a long period of contemplation, a long time of going back and forth between low contact and no contact, and really always feeling like you have to trade your power for support from this person. And right now we are going to do a journaling prompt, and then we're going to do a brief release ritual. So if you want to stick around, please do so. So the journaling prompt is this. In what ways have I given my power away to people who drain me? In what ways have I given my power away to people who drain me? So one thing I like to do when we're releasing and when we're calling in, like my little candles, I have my 4-inch spell candles, got them from Amazon, and I do a black candle, and I like a little white base. It doesn't really matter, it doesn't have to be that, but that's just what I like to do. Whatever resonates and whatever makes sense for you is best. So this is going to be the release candle. So what I want you to do is light the candle. I like my rituals simple, no frills, and I like candles because fire's my favorite. Fire's my favorite. Don't take that one wrong. But it's definitely my favorite element. So what I want you to do is I want you to really muddle over the situation. Pause this video if you can, and take a minute to really just dive inward and think about the situation. Think about how you feel. I'm going to give you a minute to go do that. Okay, so We're back. Just pause that video if you needed to. So what we're going to do is we're going to stare into this flame. And now what you're going to do is you're going to picture the version of yourself that gave your power away. And you're going to thank them. And you're going to picture them as if they were leaving on a train, like an old vintage style train. And you're waving goodbye to them as they go. And you're on the platform. And you're saying goodbye lovingly, right? We're not being mean to our former self. We're not beating them up. We're saying goodbye and waving goodbye joyfully as if they're going on a long, beautiful trip, right? And I want you to picture that. I want you to picture all that you tolerated. I want you to picture all of those things. Pause if you need to. And then when you come back, I want you to look into that flame. Okay? And I want you to say the following words. I release the need to trade my power for support. I release the need to trade my power for support. And then seal the deal with my favorite. I am who I am, and that is enough. And I want you to think of that person you're waving goodbye to on the train. And then I want you to say thank you for your service. And then blow the candle out. Now, that represents release of the limiting belief. Now we're going to go ahead and get our white candle or whatever candle you have. Once again, don't overthink it. But if you want to be like me, you can. 4-inch spell candles, Amazon. I like a little black base. So, now we're going to light this candle. What are we calling in? Now that person's left on their trip. We got to call in the new energy, the new people, the new circumstances, right? So, we're going to light this candle. Pyro. And then we're going to look at it and we're going to say, okay, sit in this energy. Stop and think a little bit about the person we're becoming. Think about the kind of relationships we have. Think about the kind of respect we receive. Think about the kind of love and support that's genuine and true love we receive. I want you to close your eyes, pause this video if you must, save for later. Okay, and I want you to close your eyes and really, really picture this new becoming. I want you to feel it. I want you to feel who you're becoming. What do they dress like? How do they move? How do they smile? How do they laugh? Where do they live? Who are they with? Right? What kind of energy are they surrounding themselves with? Is it joy? Is it abundant energy? Is it laughter? Is it, depth? What are you doing? What are you feeling? Picture yourself. And then just breathe it in until you smile. Exhale. And then say this with me. I welcome people and circumstances that pour into me. I welcome people and circumstances that pour into me. Okay? So, just go ahead and stare at that flame. Then you say, my favorite capper. I am who I am, and that is enough. And I want you to now picture you welcoming and hugging this person as if they're a friend you haven't seen in a really long time. They're getting off the next train, and you can't wait to greet them. You can't wait to hug them. You can't wait to feel future you come into your orbit. Breathe that in. Feel it as hard as you can. And now we're going to say my favorite capper. I am who I am, and that is enough. Now I want you to picture that future you, all that they're enjoying, all that they have endured to get to that point. And I want you to say, Thank you for your service. I welcome you into my energy, right? And it's the same. It's gratefulness. It's being honoring all the versions of you and knowing that you can welcome in the new version whenever you want. So you are who you are at your core frequency, and that is always enough. But we're here to experience things, right? We get to choose our experience. Do we want to choose people who drain us? Or do we want to choose people who pour into us just as much as we're willing to pour into them? So do some journaling, do some releasing, and hit me up in the comments how it worked for you. And if you want to know more about my services and who I am and what I offer, check out the link in the bio. I love you. Happy releasing.